Hi, my name is Kevin, and I've decided to make my own coming out video since I've been watching a lot of them on YouTube, and I think this kind of documentation is very important, and I just kind of don't want to forget about it, and it'd be cool to have it on film, so here goes. I think I noticed that I had feelings for other guys maybe in as early as 7th grade, although I had thought that I had feelings for girls just because that's the way I was socialized, and in middle school kids would start gossiping about dating and like which guy and girl were going out, and I I was kind of swept up in the excitement of that new development in life, and I hadn't really figured out my sexual excuse me, sexuality at that point. So then in maybe 8th grade is when I really started noticing that I had feelings for guys, but I still kind of kept insisting to myself that I had feelings for girls, like truly, just because I couldn't see myself in a romantic relationship with another guy. It just seemed kind of strange to me, just like it was unnatural or something like that. But the only reason I thought that it was unnatural was, again, because that's what society teaches us. It took me, that was the hardest part about accepting my sexuality, was the romantic aspect of it. But anyway, in 9th grade, I kind of went after this girl, and that didn't go so well, so then I kind of developed an infatuation for this other girl who I was good friends with. And I even like flirted with her. I used to sext her, and that was kind of weird. And it just never ended up working out because sometimes I would ask her if she ever wanted to be with me, or if she thought that we could ever be together. And she'd just be like, "Well, I don't really think we could ever be together, and every time you ask me, I'm always with somebody." And that was kind of true, so but we always had a very interesting friendship. But meanwhile, while all that was going on, I was still having very strong feelings for other guys. Like, I was fantasizing about guys at school or whatever, very secretly, and feeling kind of ashamed of it. But so yeah, then 11th grade comes along. And in 11th grade is when I really started to become conflicted with my sexuality, and it really became an issue, just because it doesn't feel comfortable to pretend to be a sexual orientation that you are not, just in order to impress people. And more this tension was building up. Like, I went to the dance, or just someone's dance at Haynes Academy with this girl that I went to NOCA with, which is an art school that I went to in New Orleans, and it was cool and all, and everyone thought that we had this romantic relationship going on, and we were boyfriend and girlfriend and all that, but really it was just kind of a close friendship, and I wonder if she was disappointed by that. But that's another story. And then I remember towards the end of my 11th grade year, my good friend Lila asked me, "Kevin, are you gay?" And I was just kind of I guess not. I don't know. I had not come out to myself at that point, and it was not an easy question to answer because I didn't even really know the answer myself. But I think in the summer between 11th and 12th grade is when I finally came to be aware of just queer artists, like musicians and visual artists who I respected a lot and admired, who were also gay. And I realized that maybe being gay is could be cool, that could be a cool thing. I don't know. I just didn't want to face the emasculation of being a gay person. Although I don't look at it that way anymore. I definitely see it as an empowering thing now, but that's more of a recent development. And so, in late August of 2012, I believe, no, 2011, yeah, when I turned 17, I told my friend Lila, I finally disclosed it to her that I was gay, and she was like, oh, well, cool. And, at first it was very weird, and I started coming out to more of my individual friends who I trusted more. It felt kind of strange, but also liberating in a way. And it just felt really good to not have to really pretend that I wasn't attracted to guys and all that stuff. And then I started getting some interest from this guy at Noka who found out that I was gay, and me and him sort of started dating, kind of, but it was like a really strange relationship because we didn't have enough in common really to make it substantial. All we really did was like have sex and watch movies, so it wasn't that great of a relationship. We didn't really talk about anything that amazing, but like I asked him for advice on coming out to my parents. This is the big thing because I didn't come out to my parents until 2 months after I'd come out to all my friends. And he said, well, I haven't come out to my parents yet. And I was like, wait, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't know. One of the reasons why I admired him so much was that, like, he was gay and his parents were cool with it. I was like, hey, maybe I can have that too. Because I had no idea how my parents were going to feel about it. And that it really terrified me, the thought of telling them about my sexual orientation. Shit. Sorry about that. And so I finally get around to kind of telling my dad in October after I'd turned 17. And I just kind of sat him down. I was like, hey Dad, can I talk to you about something? And I just said, like, Dad, I'm gay. And he just kind of like laughed to himself. He was like, oh, yeah, I pretty much already knew that. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that was easy. And then I thought that it would be even harder to tell my mom because she's a little bit homophobic, maybe. She's definitely racist, but that's whatever. And and so I just kind of like sat outside with her on her porch at her house and just said, like, Mom, I'm gay. And she was like, yeah, I know, your father told me. And I was like, what the fuck? But it was, I don't know, it was overall a very easy breezy experience telling my parents that I was gay, and it was really no hassle. And so I guess what I learned from that is it depends on your situation, but if you have parents who love you, they're really not going to discriminate against you or like still have any kind of bigotry against homosexuals after they find out that you're gay. Like, that'd be just kind of silly. I don't know what else to say. Well, that's pretty much my story, and I'll just leave it at that. If I come up with anything else, I'll just make another video, I guess, later.